This time, all people are supposed to remain at home, apart from the essential services. Then we have the second operations, that's the cessation of movement, which we started on Thursday last week before the Easter. And this one is cessation of movement from Kilifi. All the people in Kilifi are supposed to remain in Kilifi. Mombasa, all the people in Mombasa are supposed to remain in Mombasa. And Kwale, all the people. So far, I want to report from this region. I'm very happy, and I want to thank the people from Coast for cooperating with the National Police Service in the enforcement of these directives. I know there have been challenges when we started to control the movements in the ferry, but the briefing which I've been receiving and which I've been following very closely, there has been a very big improvement, and people are cooperating with the enforcement officers in terms of keeping the social distance of 1 meter, mask, and also washing hands. To my side, I want to encourage the members of public to cooperate with the officers from the National Police Service, because as much as the police are enforcing this directive, this is more important to the members of public, even to the police themselves, in terms of ensuring that we are going to attain a flat curve within a short period. As we have been getting the briefing from the MOH, CS Mutai Kagwe, the reports of more confirmed cases, they have been reported increasingly, but over the Easter, we have started seeing less reports of confirmed cases. This is attributed to the cooperation of the members of public, and this is not a guarantee unless we cooperate and we have that discipline to keep distance, keep ourselves away from big gatherings. That's the only way we are going to effect the curve flattening or the curve dropping down in terms of the spread of the infections. We are here to ensure that the people from the coast, since the president announced the cessation of movement, it affected Nairobi. We have been working closely with the Nairobi security teams, which now we are working as a multi-agency. The police is not enforcing this directive alone. We are working as a multi-agency. The multi-agency is composed of the members of the National Police Service, National Government Administrative Officers, NGAO, and members from Ministry of Health. The same applies to Nairobi and also in this region. We interacted with the teams of the Easter, and we have seen a lot of improvement in enforcing this directive from Nairobi. So it was a good opportunity after the Easter. Since I worked with the groups in Nairobi very closely, I decided to come also to Coast and also join the officers in the roadblocks, where I will also be able to guide where maybe there are no uniformity. So during the day, I will be able to visit a number of the roadblocks, talk to the officers, get briefings, and where there are some areas which are not clear, I will be able to give guidance. So I'm here for work. I'm here to guide the officers, and another issue which requires my guidance, as long as it is not very clear, I'll remain here until every party understands the the operations guidelines. And with those few remarks, since the day is also growing old, we don't want to take too much time here. I will be visiting Guru Nakazi to make a courtesy call to the regional commissioner. And then thereafter, I'm also going to have meeting with Governor Joho, where we'll pay a courtesy call at his office before now we start the visit to the roadblocks. Asanteni sana.
I can see you have put on your face mask. Tell us about this face mask. Is it an offense right now not to wear a face mask?
Yesterday in Nairobi, I also had a press briefing, and I announced to the members of public, now it is compulsory. It is compulsory to put the face mask. This is through the Gazette notice dated 6th of this month of April, which was issued by the Office of Attorney General, directing that all people should put on the face mask. These are tracts. Failure to that, these are tracts are still fine of 20,000 or imprisonment of 6 months or both if you fail to comply. And I've instructed the police officers to enforce this. And I am calling the members of public. We observe the face mask. We are working with the human face, but it is for the good of the people to use face mask. It is not for the good of the police. It's the good for the people and also the members of the police. If you look, all of us, and I'm very happy to see even the members of the press, we are all in the face masks. The members of the police, we are all in the face masks. This is what we are expecting to see across the board. As I will be visiting, that's another area I will also be observing. But I call upon the two parties, that is the National Police Service and the Mwananchi, to cooperate. We don't want to see excessive force in this. It is supposed to be a mutual understanding. This is an issue of disease. There is no crime we have committed, but it is good for your health to put the face mask. We recognize this because police, we are in the front line, and we want to serve as a good example, all of us to be in our face masks. Where there is opportunities, we'll be able to talk with the leadership to provide those people who have challenges, but it's now a must. We put the face mask.
And then again, Bwana, what is your message to a few people we've seen that they're trying to circumvent the police, in terms of enforcing like the cessation of movement in some areas? There are people who are trying to use alternative routes. The other day, we even saw that the police officers even managed to return back a section of people who even tried to escape all the way to Embu, but they were brought back to Mombasa. And what is your message to such kind of people?
I'm giving a very strict instruction to the members of National Police Service that such people, we are not going to tolerate them. When we get you, we'll ensure that process of prosecution is adhered to serve as a good example. So I'm calling the members of public to cooperate with the National Police Service. I know we got some of the buses which had escaped from this region, and we had to return the buses back to Mombasa. And on top of that, those buses, operation license were cancelled, and the driver's driving license were cancelled. This is a very punitive measures which I don't want to encourage, as long as the members of public adheres to this directive. So, asanteni sana.
Maybe a follow-up to the one that has to do with face mask.
we've been able to speak to a number of residents. Wanasema kwamba sio wale wafanyabiashara, wengine wanapandisha bei zaidi, mwingine anakulia bana, nitanunua face mask shilingi 150 ama nitanunua unga. What do you have to say about those businessmen who are still making heavy profits with regard to this?
I'll call upon the business community to also consider the mwananchi in terms of affordability, because with the directives, we know that there is a loss of money. Quite a number of people now, those who are working in some companies are no longer maybe working. That's some difficulties. So if the business community can also chip in to make these items affordable to mwananchi, it will contribute towards the joint effort of fighting the spread of the COVID-19. So it's my humble appeal to the business community to be considerate and bring the price of these face masks down to the affordability of mwananchi. Asanteni sana. Thank you.